Oh,
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
house okay after the storm? Family good?
Yes, yeah. A couple branches, but other than that, pretty good. But good practice today. Guys came out, practiced well. Obviously, everybody knows we had a big game coming up. Falcons are doing well the last 2 weeks. We got to make sure we match that energy and try to get this win.
Coach, why do you think that the run game the last 2 weeks hasn't been maybe what it was in week 1 against the Cowboys?
Well, I just think we just got to do a better job blocking. Whenever runs are called, we got to execute. And whenever we get those opportunities, we got to take advantage of it. Try to get positive runs, not negative runs or zero runs. But whatever it's called, we got to execute, whether it's run or pass. So we'll try to do our best.
So you think it's a blocking issue?
Not necessarily. You just got to get the opportunities. We get the opportunities, we'll be all right. The first 2 games, we ran it a lot. Sometimes the game dictates something different. We just go with whatever it's called is what we do. So, but yeah, as a run game coordinator, I'd like to see something better.
Do you see technique issues with these guys? I mean, we're a quarter of the way through the season at this point. Are they getting defeated at the line of scrimmage? Or, I mean, what specifically is or isn't happening when you do call runs? Because obviously you call more if you were successful last week.
Yeah, I mean, I just think last week the way the game went just kind of maybe dictated something different. If you go back the week before versus Green Bay, we actually had some pretty decent runs. I think we only had 12 or 13, so that was all allotted to us. Last week, I think there were 6. 3 were on the goal line. The 2 out of the 3 that were normal were okay, not great, but we got to do a better job blocking, running. It's all of it. It's all tied in together, O-line, tied in, running backs. We just all got to do a better job. But the run game is going to be fine. There's no need to panic. We just got to keep plugging along.
Coach, could you speak to Cole's retirement? I imagine that caught you guys a little bit by surprise.
I probably did it. I don't know what's going on because I just heard of it. That's probably an issue between him, Jason, and Todd. The only thing I know is it's basically he made a personal decision, and he just got to talk about it with Jason, and Todd will move forward from there. But he was a good guy, did a nice job while he was here, if that's what he's doing.
Overall health, Harold, seems like the offensive guys we saw, Julio at least trying out there, we saw Godwin out there,
Yes.
the guys that came back, seems like overall the health on offense is all right.
Seems pretty good. I don't think I've heard anything that would put us in a different direction. We just got to stay healthy. We know right now injuries have cost us a lot early on offensively. Hopefully we can keep these guys healthy, keep trending in the right direction. So last week was a little bit, but obviously you guys already talked about it. We got to get the run game going as well to match those throw game stuff.
When the schedule came out, everybody was talking about those first 4 games of the regular season.
Yes, ma'am.
And that it was like this lion's den that you'd be walking into. What can that do for you guys and even specifically your group facing such good defensive fronts to start the season off?
It's some of the best of the best. The Saints, you talk about Green Bay's front, talk about last week, Chris Jones and those guys up front. And it's been tough just seeing those guys, but it's also been good for us just to have some tough opponents, some grimy opponents that we got to fight tooth and nail to try to get the win. And we just got to continue to trend in the right direction when we're playing these type of teams because every week it's going to be a grimy match. This week it's going to be a grimy match versus Grady Jackson and the rest of his crew. But hopefully those first 4 weeks will teach us for the long run as far as the things we got to do, the things we can't do as far as us continue to grow in the right direction offensively and defensively and special teams.
And specifically with 2 young guys that have joined your group and Robert Hainsey and Luke Gedeke, how does that kind of help them understand the expectations when you face the best of the best so early?
They got to pick their games up, the expectations for the position. Luke's battling every week. I don't think Luke's had a week off yet. Every time he's lined up, he's had a decent Pro Bowl type player standing over him. From Kenny Clark to last week to Chris Jones, it's going to get Grady Jackson this week, and Hainsey's done a nice job replacing Ryan. And, I don't have time to tell me you're young. We got a game to play. When the ball's put out there, we got to play and we got to execute. And we all know we got to keep 12 upright.
How did Donovan Smith look at his return from injury?
He did okay. He had some shaky plays here or there when he couldn't use that arm the way he wanted to. But for the most part, he was fine. It was good to have him back out there. He did his job, and that's all we can ask of him.
You've had such a big turnover on the offensive line from a year ago.
Yes, sir.
How would you grade the guys, maybe the first quarter of the season of stepping in and learning on the job here?
I would say Tristan and Shaq have done an excellent job. They've been playing to the level that we expect them to. Obviously with Hainsey and Luke, there's a couple of growing pains, but they've been consistent, so that's all I care about. Donnie, when he's played, has been fine, and those replacement tackles have been fine for the most part, but we don't want to go to 3 or 4 tackles anymore on the left side. But, yeah, I like the way they're trending right now.
You talk about tackling, you guys brought in Justin School as kind of a veteran guy on the practice squad. How has he come in so far?
He's coming in. He's doing fine. He's still trying to learn the offense, trying to get adjusted to how we do things around here. But he's been a professional. I like him a lot. I like Dylan, our rookie from Montana. So just two guys to work with to try to get better. Because obviously the way knock on wood the things have been going early in this NFL season for all teams. You got to have guys in the bullpen ready to go.
Anything else?
Is the expectation still for Coach Bowles to be back tomorrow?
Yes. He's fine. He just had to take care of a personal issue, but he's fine.
How much different is it this week, the fact that you guys don't have to get up and relocate? And not just that, but you're not scrounging to look for, papers, some of your most important documents and your homes. And, I don't know if people realize or think about just how much goes into that, even when you aren't, getting a direct hit from a storm.
Yeah, it was just tough all around just from the last minute travel because at the end we really wanted to stay, but the decision was made to leave town, and thank God that, unfortunately for other people, they didn't have that same, thing that we had as far as not getting hit. But, to come back home was good. But last week was a little weird from the standpoint. It was like traveling with your families, trying to get ready for a game, but that's not an excuse. We still got a game to play. We're all getting paid as coaches, as players, and we didn't do a great job of executing.
Looking back on it, did it have an effect, do you think, on Sunday's game?
Not a big part, just a little. It's just that kind of getting out of your normal routine. A lot of guys come in post-practice, get in the cold tub, get in the hot tub. You lost all that stuff. Being able to go to the weight room and get stretched out, you just lose little things like that. And just your normal preparation routine was out the window. And that was a little bit hard, but there's no excuses. We didn't play well enough.
So is this week kind of, I guess,
It's good to be back.
resettling and kind of,
Good to be back.
establishing that routine again?
Yeah, this morning the team meeting, I just talked about, hey, let's get back in our routine. Let's get back to the way we play, the way we prepare, and try to get this W this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Harold.
Thanks, Harold. Busy.
Lock will be open in a